instant suppressor Form 4 approvals. In the last couple of weeks, people have been buying suppressors, submitting their Form 4 using e-forms to the ATF, and they've been getting approved in 1 week, 3 days, 2 days, or in some cases, 24 hours. I just don't see how this is real. Honestly, I find this too hard to believe, so in this video, we're actually gonna walk through, pick out a suppressor, buy it through Silencer Shop, and see how long it takes to get approved. Fingers crossed it's a couple days like everyone has been getting approved for, and worst case scenario, we might be waiting 5 to 9 months. So a little bit of backstory to this. Around March 15th, 2024, the ATF held like a town hall meeting with all the SOT FFL dealers, basically discussing e-forms, the future of it, and these rapid random approval times right now. 2 weeks prior to that meeting, so early March, late April, a lot of people have been, just shopping for silencers. They would buy it, submit their e-forms for, and when they do that, typically speaking, you wait like 5 to 12 months sometimes to get that Form 4 approved, and then you can take your silencer home and actually use it. However, all these people who bought in the last 2 weeks or early March, they did the same process, picked out their suppressor, bought it through Silencer Shop, submitted their e-forms Form 4, went back home, thought they'd be waiting several months, and to their surprise, in a week, 3 days, or in some cases, we've seen 24 hours turnaround time, they got their Form 4 approved and could already take their suppressor home. Again, I think that's just unreal and I can't believe this is true, but that's what we're gonna try and find out if it is today. Can you imagine that, submitting this and getting it in like 2 days or a week? For all of my suppressors, for this one, this was the longest one. It took like 265 days. This one took like 180, and then this one here took like 120. So mine have actually been not too terrible as far as wait times. I've heard of some people having to wait like over a year for their suppressor approval, which would be terrible. But again, like 1 week or 24-hour turnaround time on one of these, like that's crazy. So going back to the meeting that the ATF had with all the dealers discussing e-forms and these rapid approvals, the meeting kind of went like this. Everyone was like, yo, what's up with these quick approvals? Are these all legit? ATF said, yes, they are. And moving forward, this is gonna be the new norm. Silencer Shop actually came out with a video talking about that town hall meeting that they had. And basically the gist of it is the ATF said that these quick turnaround times for any new e-form Form 4s that are submitted are gonna have a rapid turnaround time. The only other thing they added to this rapid approval process is that this rapid approval process will only apply to people who are filing their Form 4 as an individual, or if they have a standardized trust where they're the only one on it too. So what does that mean? Basically, if you're on Silencer Shop's website, they have what's called a single shot trust, which is a standardized trust template for an individual. If you're utilizing that when buying your suppressor, that is a standardized trust, and you're good to go. You should be in this rapid approval process. The other way is if you file as an individual, so you don't have a trust tied to it, same thing, you would fall into this rapid approval one. The only ones that will still take a little longer is if you have a traditional trust and you have multiple people on that trust that also need to get approved for the background checks on it. So that being said, if you're buying your first or fifth suppressor and you're gonna be using that single shot trust through Silencer Shop, you should be good to go. For me, however, I do have a traditional trust set up, but I am the only individual on it, and it is a standardized trust. So when buying a suppressor here today, I'm gonna go ahead and use that one. We're gonna see if this still works as a standardized trust, and hopefully we can get this approved pretty quick. So next, let's pick out a suppressor and actually buy it. All right, so I already know what suppressor I'm gonna buy here today, but I am on Silencer Shop. This is where I'm gonna be buying the suppressor from. And please note, I already have an account with Silencer Shop. You can see I'm logged in, I have my FFL selected, and I already have my profile completed. I already went to a kiosk, got my fingerprints done, so all of that's on file, so I am ready to purchase. The suppressor that we're gonna be buying here today is gonna be the Dead Air Mask. I do not have a 22 suppressor, and absolutely love all the Dead Air products I've seen here with the Sandman. So we're gonna go ahead and find it on Silencer Shop. Here it is. And they did release actually for the mask, because this is a older suppressor. It's been around for a while, but you can actually change the color on it. So I am a big sucker for FDE. So I'm gonna go ahead and select this in FDE. So this is what it'll look like. So honestly, it's gonna look like a mini Sandman S, which I think will be cool. And that's what we're gonna go with. Once we have this here, let's go ahead and hit add to cart. So that way it is added now, good to go. The other things that you need to add to your cart is a tax stamp. So we have right here a tax stamp. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the cart as well. Added to cart. And the only other thing where most people will need to add is the single shot truss that I talked about. Again, this is Silencer Shop's standardized truss that you can add to any of your suppressors. It's only like 25 bucks. And this is what they're saying is the standardized truss that will have that rapid approval from the ATF for the Form 4. However, I do have a standardized traditional truss setup, so that's what I'm gonna be using to add this to that. So this is the only difference where if you're looking to buy one, you would add this to your cart, get that all done. Versus mine, I'm gonna be using that truss that I already have set up in here. All right, with all that set up, let's go check out. We're gonna go to our cart here. Let's go to checkout. Once we're in here, we wanna confirm everything looks good. So I got my product. We have the dead air mask. It's gonna be shipped to Saddle Rock Armory here in Austin, Texas. We also have our NFA tax stamp, $205. So we have the order total for a little over $680 for the stamp as well as the silencer. Now, all we need to do is put our credit card information in, and this is where I'm gonna kind of cut it here for a sec. And once we have our credit card information in that my hand's covering up right now, we can go ahead and come down to the bottom and we can hit place order. And then that's gonna go ahead and process. And there we go. Now we have our silencer ordered. So there you go. It's as simple as that to actually order a suppressor from Silencer Shop. And please note that I'm not sponsored by them. They're not paying me for this video or anything. I do have a good relationship with the people at Silencer Shop. They'll invite me out to some range events. But as far as buying that suppressor right here, right now, all of that's with my own money. I just like promoting companies I believe in, and they just have an awesome platform to help civilians like me buy suppressors legally here in the US. So I will say the one downside about this here is with Silencer Shop, what'll happen is they have their warehouse of suppressors, so I just ordered that dead air mask. The order's being processed right now. They are going to ship it to my FFL here in Austin, Texas, so my local gun store. Once my local gun store gets it, which might take a day or two to ship, then I can go in person there. We do the e-forms, Form 4 submitting, where I'm in person, I enter my PIN, they enter theirs, we say yes, good to go. And then once we submit that form together in person, that's when the wait time starts. So right now we're in a bit of a buffer period where it's again that 1 to 2 day shipping for Silencer Shop to get it to my dealer. Then once I go in person, we do the paperwork for the e-form filing. That's when the wait time's gonna start, which again is hopefully a week, 3 days, or 24 hours to get it approved. So it's as simple as that, but the date that I actually placed this order here, it is March 18th, 2024. Again, we're gonna be tracking how long this takes. But as far as tracking the actual approval date, we're gonna go off of what the date submitted on the paperwork is, again, once I complete it with the FFL in person. So what I'm saying here is stay tuned for part 2 to this video here, see how long it takes. Make sure and like and subscribe so you can see when the next video gets uploaded. Because again, hopefully it takes only like a week or so, and you'll see how quick these turnaround times are, or we'll see maybe a video in 5 to 9 months if this doesn't go right. Either way, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And if you have questions, let me know down in the comments about owning a silencer. I'm always happy to help. Until next time, have fun shooting, and we'll see you in part 2, hopefully soon.